The next one I wanted to bring up was the GrapheneOS is finally ready to break from uh, the Pixels. I don't know if you saw this. This is big news this week, but Graphene says a major Android OEM partnership will bring the OS to Snapdragon powered flagships. Topher, I know you're a Graphene fan as well as I am. What do you think about this news that hit?
I think it's cool. Good luck to them. The moment you step outside of the Google line of products, you're just gonna hit a lot of difficulties because, and I don't know like what challenges like they're going to have to deal with their version of Android, but like previously I used to run like a lot of different versions of Android in the homebrew community, and trying to support multiple devices is really hard, especially because like the hardware is just so much different. And they might, and like other phones, like they're gonna have like different screen sizes, like they're gonna have like the foldables, they're gonna have like different sensors, maybe different features. Some of them might have like a stylus, like some phones like come with a stylus, and so you're just adding all of this stuff that now you have to support. So it's going to be, I mean, that's going to be a challenge for them to really launch on any other platform. But I'm curious to see like what other phones they're looking at.
Yeah,
Because
I
like the
didn't
big
say.
ones
Yeah.
are like, of course, the Pixels, but also like Samsung. It's like a really big player. So I would like to see graphene on like Samsung phones. That'd be nice. Yeah, to break free from like from the Google ecosystem. So what do you think, Keon?
I'm just afraid it ends up in a situation kind of like Windows ends up in, where they're trying to target a bunch of different sets of hardware, and their product just kind of degrades in quality as a result, because they have to spend so much time on kind of different pieces of hardware and drivers, and never supporting them 100% and all of that. I think that that would be my biggest concern, is they can effectively operate sort of like Apple, assuming one set of hardware and make the best software for that hardware. So I think that advantage kind of goes away, and I, I'm kind of afraid that their operating system is no longer as good
Yeah,
as a result.
that's my fear too. It's like I like let's say I don't want to get a Samsung device. I actually like the Pixels. I think they're really good hardware. And they're very comparable to an iPhone. So like what do I get out of this as a graphene user? I don't get anything out of them going to other devices. And yeah, like I'm worried that the quality of the software is going to degrade because now they're going to be more focused on trying to support like all these other hardware platforms versus just sticking to the pixels. So yeah.
Something I want to say as well is like we may be very, very much more reliant on graphene moving forward. Like even through the Android store, like Google is forcing KYC in order to publish apps. Like Android was always the easier place to like go through the store and publish apps. Yes, you have F-Droid, but then it's getting more and more difficult to deliver an app on mobile privately. And for the most adversarial apps, we might only have like a Graphene and a Calyx as platforms that we can publish to. And I love graphene. I think we need to support them all the more, but it's like graphene isn't the one solution to this like larger problem. Um, like we need a freedom operating system for mobile, and graphene is doing that by forking Android, and that's a step. But I don't know. I doubt that that's like the strong foundation that we can really build a lot on top of.
What's the solution?
I mean, the solution is for, I think, a good actor to fund a large initiative open to build this out, and it'll take a long time, and it's just not a very attractive proposition to do. Um, but I mean, like something I thought of when Tether announced their open source brain chip a year ago in Plan B Lugano, and they were like, well, because Elon is coming with Neuralink, um, this was my call to action of we need to have an open version of this. And it's like, bro, how about starting with the phone or like a printer that works? Like something, something more foundational
That's
that
too
we can all
easy.
benefit. Exactly, it's too easy. Except it feels very inaccessible to, I mean, to me, without a lot of money and a lot of backing behind it, and you're just sinking money to make that happen. But I mean, either way, like I want to keep supporting graphene, um, and I have a feeling that we'll all be deploying graphene years forward, or to F-Droid, and maybe only F-Droid, unfortunately.
Yeah. Okay. So I used to be in this community called XDA developers, and that's where a lot of these like custom operating systems are developed for different phones. And it was always a shit show. Like everybody basically built their own thing, and there was very little like cross collaboration. It was just like, okay, I'm going to build my version of an operating system. They would just take the OEM operating system and they would customize it, and they would try to like give you back your privacy, try to get rid of like some of the panopticon that Google puts in there. But at the end of the day, it's like for all of these different operating systems, you had to install the Google apps package, which was basically the Google Play services. And that's like the biggest challenge is as Android is developed by Google, they are increasingly integrating their Google Play services into the operating system. And so Graphene, what I love about Graphene is they're for the first time that I feel like they've actually tried to tackle this problem. Like, how do we rip Google Play services back out of the operating system, or at least sandbox it, so that you can run all of the apps that all the normies want to run, including me. Like I don't want to be ostracized from all the app store. Like I want to be able to run all these apps too, but they all heavily depend on Google Play services as well. So how do you get the best of both worlds? How are you able to have a phone where you can keep your privacy, keep your sovereignty, but you can still use all these apps? And Graphene's like really the only solution that I've been satisfied with, and I don't think that's something that's easy to replicate. So honestly, like I would like to see more operating systems that I can choose from, but there needs to be like some kernel where it's like all these operating systems are built off of like this solid foundation that is just focused on sandboxing the Google Play services, because like that's the enemy that we need to defeat. And
But wasn't that the whole point of Android though? Like, wasn't that the whole point to have like a Linux version for the mobile? Wasn't that the whole point of it?
for like the point of Android,
Yeah.
well, the point of Android was to rip off Steve Jobs. Yeah, they wanted to, but like Linux is the best way to do it. Like if because
No.
it's an out of the box operating system that is just so good, and you can run it on any kind of hardware. So that's what they went with. But yeah, so over time, like Android's sort of become its like own kind of thing. And it works really well on mobile devices and tablets and all sorts of other stuff too, like TVs. Even TVs run Android. Like there's a lot of devices that run Android. Um, and the only downside of that, it's like Android plus Google Play services. It's like you need to rip that out if you want your privacy back. And Graphene's done a great job of it, and I wish they would just focus on that and not try to break out onto other devices, because that's like what all these other custom operating systems, like what killed the project for any custom OS, is that they would try to release on many devices, and then it became too much to deal with, and then the maintainers would just walk away. It's like, oh, I can't deal with this anymore. So I'd rather we just like focus on one device or one line of devices, and like that's our beachhead, and then we just fight for that, and we make that as strong as possible. So like, because that's like the real concern is like, how do you take the phone back? And if I mean, if you expand it to other devices, I guess that's cool. But I hope it's like it's very targeted. Like it's like, okay, we're doing the Pixel line of products, and now we're going to do the Samsung line of products, and maybe that's it. And not try to like branch out to LG and just all these like other different hardware vendors. So I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this. I'm kind of like going either way. The happiest path to me would be that you sort of take the sandboxing of Google Play services and you make that like you just make that like a solid project on its own that other operating systems can build upon. So it's like Graphene is just a version of a kernel that sandboxes Google Play. Like you have like OEM Android with Google Play sandboxing, and then that's it. And you just focus on making that super solid, and then you expand that out to other devices. And then if you want additional features and flavors of things, then you like build off of that foundation. Because otherwise, like Graphene's going to be like the only version that actually does a good job of sandboxing Google Play. And then if they expand to a bunch of devices and they can't properly maintain them, then everything's just going to go to shit. And then they'll just be like another custom OS that gets abandoned eventually. Like XDA developers is a graveyard of custom operating systems that have been abandoned, and I don't want Graphene to be one of them.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, the real solution is just put Linux properly on phones, and then just using something like Waydroid, but then the option.
You mean like running not Android, but like running Linux in general? Yeah, so there's like a project called Purism where they're trying to run. Yeah, but the thing is like you don't have access to the App Store. Or just like you, the thing is like there's so many developers that develop APKs.
Let him talk.
Oh, like yeah, you wanna talk on the mic? Yeah, talk about Purism or just like running APKs in a VM, because I kind of know what you're talking about. Like you can run.
It's not in a VM. Yeah, so with Android, what you can do is, sorry, with Linux, what you can do is run something called Waydroid, which essentially emulates the entirety of an Android operating system within a Wayland display.
What's the name of it?
Waydroid. Waydroid. Yeah, so it completely emulates an entire Android system inside your running Linux, and so you can run any APK that you can run on any Android phone, and you don't need Google. You don't need a whole system being powered by Google. You just need something based on Linux that can run your phone. And so there are a lot of projects trying to bring Linux to phones. The problem is that they're not funded. You know, GrapheneOS has a lot of developers, lots of people, lots of money. If those same projects are the same things, it will be much further along. At least that's my opinion.
That's cool. Thanks for sharing.
Yeah.
Do you
Grab a hat. Grab a hat.
yeah, grab some merch.
Yeah.
So do you use Waydroid yourself?
I do. Yeah.
How well does it work with apps that have Google Play integration?
Not at all.
Not at all. Yeah.
You're losing it up for after you apply Google Play. Or everything else is good.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
So you're showing us a Waydroid project.
It's like basically having an interop.
Talk in the mic. Talk in the mic. Stackers can't hear you.
Sorry. So that's a great solution that you presented, but
Show
the
yourself. Your
problem
wife wants to see you.
Oh, Jana,
Say hi to your wife.
Hi, Janet.
what's up?
He's alive.
Forgot what I was saying. Wait, okay, so that's a great solution, but then you don't have the interop around the Google Play services, which is what you were talking about, Topher.
Yeah.
Right. So that's a really good trade-off, but then you're leaving a lot on the table. I have to think about like what you're losing through not being able to interop with Google Play services. But if you can sandbox it at the kernel level, like you're saying, then you can kind of have the interop, but then still have like the Graphene-esque privacy guarantees and degoogling your phone. Is that correct?
Yeah, it is correct. Sorry, yeah, that's correct. But technically speaking, you could run the Google Play services inside Waydroid too. You just have to do a bunch of changes in how it's structured. But you could have the same exact thing as you do in GrapheneOS.
Yeah, so
technically,
you can manually bridge like the services you needed, for example.
I'm saying you could
Yeah. Okay.
on a technical level.
Yeah, I should clarify. Google Play Services is actually an APK. It's like it's an application in of itself. So you could run Google Play Services as an APK, The problem is that other apps use Google Play services, even when like they shouldn't, even when they don't really need to, but then they just do it. And then so they have Google Play services as a dependency. And so Google Play services becomes this Trojan horse, because if I have an app that uses Google Play services for something simple, like maybe identity logging in, or they're doing some like little Bluetooth thing, or like trying to figure out like a location services, then it's like, okay, I need Google Play services for my app to do this one thing. But now Google Play services basically is surveilling everything else that's going on my phone. So it's like, how do you sandbox that, and how do you make that something that you can share with other projects?
Topher, this is what I'm waiting for right here. I'm waiting for this phone. It's just a Linux phone.
Or we could just all go back to flip phones, you know? Remember T9? Where you like T9, where you like you start typing in a word on the dial pad and it just automatically auto completes. You get so fast with that. Just have blazing fast thumbs. Yeah, what's this car?
This is the Comet phone, or this is the Linux phone, the Mecha. I think it's called the Mecha one. We talked about this earlier this year, but this is just like a modular phone that runs Linux. We brought this up earlier this year at Stacker.News Live, but I think it's either gonna, I don't know. I either see all this just kind of passing because phones die, and then we just go on to the next thing, or I see us just reverting back to Linux. Yeah, I don't know. You have any thoughts?
No, I think we've had a lot of thoughts on this.
Okay, Keel's ready to move on. All right, let's